Hey, peace world. Had to come in here with some bite down boxing talk. My name is Wood. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Love to hear your thoughts on what I'm getting ready to talk about. I'm sure many people disagree. That's fine. It's normal that we disagree with one another. And I'm open to hearing opposing views. I'm not really trying to compare Devin Haney to Jesse Rodriguez. That's really not what I'm talking about. But I do think that in looking at Jesse Rodriguez, Bam Rodriguez become the WBC super flyweight champion in his performance against Carlos Quadras, I really feel like it was one of the better performances that I saw this year in boxing, and I really didn't see him. I really didn't see his name really buzzing like I thought it should have based on the performance. Conversely, though, I did see Devin Haney pop up in some pound for pound lists after he soundly defeated George Kambosos Jr. And I don't know. For me, that performance, a great performance, a good win. It went about the way that I predicted it would go. If you went and looked at the video that I did on Fight Week talking about it, I said if Devin Haney kept it to boxing, he'd probably win 10-2, 11-1. He was that much better than Kambosos. But the way that he did it, the way that he chose to do it, it just really wasn't my type of boxing. It really didn't do much for me. I fell asleep on the last 3 rounds. I mean, I struggled to get through each of those last 3 rounds. I just got tired of seeing the same thing. And I would have liked to have seen him step it up a little bit. You can feel a different way. You can say that it was masterful. It was a master class. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you're wrong. I'm not going to get all up in arms about somebody who was bigger on that performance. It just he got the job done. But when I go to look at what Haney, how he matches up, when we talk about pound for pound, do I trust Haney against? Would I trust him being thrown in there against anybody at 140? I don't feel that way. So I'm looking for what he does next, and I'm okay being late to the party. Back to Jesse Rodriguez though, I think he deserves some pound for pound consideration, especially if he beats up Sarisaket Sorung Vasai this weekend. I think that's an excellent follow up to what he did against or to the fight against Quadras. The card itself with I just saw that Raymond Ford is gonna be back on there. I think his star has kind of, or not his star, but I think his potential is kind of taking a hit recently in his last 2 bouts. So he has some work to do. I'm very interested in seeing Alma Ibarra challenge Jessica McCaskill for her undisputed title at what is she? Undisputed at 147. I think McCaskill could be in trouble. Ibarra, if it's the Ibarra that I saw fight, if I got the right fighter, I believe she fought Marisol Cornejo. I believe, is that how you say her name? Marisol Cornejo. But that was at a higher weight, so I'm kind of shocked to see Ibarra down here at 147 now. But I guess you got to go where the money goes. But Ibarra can fight. I'm not all that big on McCaskill's technical ability. I think effort, grit, determination, and hustle, that only gets you so far. I think Ibarra has some legitimate skills and can actually box. I think McCaskill could slow the hell down a little bit, work on her defense a little bit, and clean her game up a little bit and box a little bit more. But, hey, she's far along into what she's doing, and she's undisputed champion with that, so I can't take it away from her. Other than that, Julio Cesar Martinez tries to bounce back from being soundly defeated by Chocolatito. It's a rematch against, I can't remember my man's, is it McWilliams Arroyo or Arroyo McWilliams? I think it's McWilliams Arroyo. They had a phenomenal, I think it only went 2 rounds. Both guys were sent to the canvas, but Arroyo suffered a headbutt that left a gash and they had to stop the fight. But he dropped Martinez first. So I don't know if that one goes beyond 4 or 5 rounds. And, you know, it could be a good way to kind of reignite things for Martinez after he tried to go up in weight and face Chocolatito after Juan Francisco Estrada had to pull out of their fight. So it's a way for him to get restarted. Another thing, I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of been letting DAZN get some money the last couple of months. I was on the fence with what I was going to do for the 90, you know, get a year subscription and pay the 99 and divide, you know, and split that up over the 12 months or pay the $19.99. The schedule, the calendar hasn't really come together the way that I had hoped. I did not see if the recently announced Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk rematch. I didn't see whether or not that was pay-per-view or not. So I might be checking out this fight, and then me and DAZN might have to part ways until they get, you know, something out there for me to make a decision. I just can't justify $19.99 a month, even though this is a good fight. I see Eddie Hearn trying to be throwing a lot of praise on Bam Rodriguez. This is a tough fight for him. He could lose. You know, he could lose to Sor Rungvisai. But I don't know. I'm just in a tough place with it right now. And also, I mentioned it before, I've been month to month with Showtime. I wasn't too big on their calendar. We saw the Charlo fight against Suleski get pulled. I don't really have, I'm looking out there, I really don't see a lot of reason for me to stick with paying Showtime. I'm not watching many series on Showtime right now. We know the recession talk is out there. Gas prices and everything is all out of control. And I'm looking on cutting back on shit. So boxing, I can just watch what comes on ESPN and be happy. No big deal. But anyway, man, like I said, I think I do feel that Bam Rodriguez had one of the better performances I've seen from a young fighter. He is the first fighter out there that was born in the year 2000 or later to win a title. So he's young as hell. I think technically he's just very sound, skilled defensively and offensively. And I think he can outbox. I think he can outbox Sor Rungvisai, and maybe even later in the fight, you know, maybe even beat him up a little bit and get a victory. But you know, Sor Rungvisai, shit, he has, I mean, what, 50-something fights or whatever. We saw what he did to Chocolatito in 2 fights. I didn't think he won the first one, but you know, he laid him out in the second one. But this could be this could be the early part of a good run from Bam Rodriguez if he is successful, and if he will come back and follow this up with a fight against either Estrada or Roman Gonzalez, Chocolatito. If he fought either one of those guys, I mean, that would be a hell of a run for this kid. But like I said, man, I think he's a phenomenal young talent. And I'm expecting a pretty good fight Saturday night. And don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here. When talking about Devin Haney, I don't need to see a knockout every fight. I can respect defense, the sweet science. It doesn't have to be all, you know, standing there brawling and whatnot. But I do want to see, a fighter take when you've clearly outclassed an opponent. You know, I do want to see a guy take some chances, get a little creative, switch things up a little bit, I saw some cats that made some videos talking about how he did change. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. And maybe that's because I dozed off when I dozed off and I missed it. But, whatever. And like I said, it's nothing to get nasty with another boxing fan over their opinion. I don't disagree necessarily. I think Ring Magazine, maybe it was ESPN or both of them, I think they had Devin as pound for pound at number 10 or something. It's just not how I see it. Same as how I could sit here and say I may not be that big on the University of Michigan being the favorite in the Big Ten this year. It's nothing personal. It's just my opinion. But I see some of these message boards and some of the shit on social media, and it's like you kind of have to feel a certain or one kind of way about a fighter, and I'm just not there yet with that particular fighter. I would have, in comparison, I would have Shakur Stevenson getting into the pound for pound mix and being somewhere in there 9 or 10. Key thing, he's a 2-division champion at this point. And he went up and beat the brakes off of a defending champion in Jamel Herring. So for me, and he unifies against a reigning champion in the way that he took apart Oscar Valdez. I just don't see how some people, the weight that we assign different achievements in boxing is just a little confusing for me. I don't know. Anyway, so like I said, I'm looking forward to the fight this weekend. I do hope that I am optimistic that if Bam gets it done and in convincing fashion, that we might have a young star out there in one of the divisions that doesn't often get a lot of buzz and attention, super flyweight. But he could be a kid that I don't know, boxing purists, diehards, or whatever the hell. It might be somebody that you get excited about. Like I said, I know Eddie Hearn, man, the talent over there on DAZN is kind of in fluctuation right now, and you need somebody over there to keep people tuned in and to paying subscriptions. I could imagine that a lot of fans are gonna find a hard time to do that with a super flyweight. But hey, it is what it is with boxing right now. So that's it. I think the Ibarra, I know women's boxing isn't widely loved and respected and followed and whatnot, but I think Ibarra and undisputed champ McCaskill can be somewhat exciting. With Ibarra, with me seeing her fight at whether that was middleweight or maybe it was super welterweight that she fought Cornejo at, I really don't see McCaskill overpowering her. I haven't seen any tail of the tape to see what the height and reach advantage, where the height and reach advantages may lay. But Ibarra showed me something in her performance. McCaskill, like I said, man, I just see grit. She swarms her opponents. She kind of overwhelmed an aging, what's her name? The other undisputed lady, one of the early ones, who retired. I can't think of her name. I'm drawing a blank. I think her nickname was the first lady of boxing. I can see it, but I just can't put it together. But anyway, I think she was just a younger, stronger fighter and just kind of ran her in the ground. And I don't think that lady was fighting for the right reasons anymore at that point. She kind of came along. Claressa Shields was blowing up. And more attention was coming, and Katie Taylor was doing her thing, and she was just over here, having been around for years and had never captured in, commercially or money-wise, had never really got the same type of fanfare. She came in on the tail end of her career and, just tried to cash in a little bit. And Ended up running into McCaskill down there. I think they fought in like Oklahoma City or something, or Tulsa maybe. She got upset, ran it back, didn't do much better, and I think she's officially retired at this point. But anyway, let me get on off here. That was my last break for the day. Enjoy the fights this weekend, man. Peace.